So I read a portrait of the artist as a young man sometime before, and I'm reading it. James Joyce, of course, is a really marvelous writer, and I am reading him in terms of appreciating the art form of novel. And one of the reasons why I probably enjoy reading this novel is that it's a Bildungsroman. It's novel where a young man develops his character, his competencies, his abilities while living in the city of Dublin. And it is a process where the protagonist realizes many obstacles and many almost unconscious, systematized, oppressing elements of the society at that time. It might be religion, it must be social norms, it might be his own prejudices, and it might be his preconceptions about the world and personal relationships and so on. If one is unable to tackle these unconscious constraints on one's life, one cannot really develop one's potentials fully. And this, I think, is a very universal challenge for every human. I was born in Japan and I was raised here, and I enjoy doing my life here. But at the same time, I am aware that there are many limits to what Japanese society can offer to an individual. Although it's a wonderful society, at the same time, there's things that oppresses people, including me. And this is not only about Japan, it's about any society. Any society on the earth, there's this inherent friction, tension between people, individual people, and society. And this happens because society is made in such a way that by limiting a person's freedom, society can function. And it is a good thing that the society can function. I'm not advocating anarchism here. It is a good thing that a society can function, but at the same time, it means that there are many built-in, inherent limits to what one can do, and more importantly, what one can imagine, what one can aspire to. And this is a really poignant portrayal of this relationship between an individual and the society in the context of Dublin, in which James Joyce grew up. So in that sense, this novel is very universal. And the significance of me, who is in Tokyo, who is based in Tokyo, reading this book is can be found in the fact that this relationship between society and individual is universal. It is, everywhere. So the soul searching trip of the protagonist in this novel is also soul searching process for every reader on the planet. And so there's resonance between me and the fictional character, which is of course a portrayal of the great writer James Joyce. So in that in this aspect, I think novels can overcome the limits of time and space, and I can have a direct conversation with the spirit of James Joyce when I read this novel. And that is a really great blessing of the art form that we call novels.